Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump in the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here in our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. In addition to all of that, if you're interested in participating in any of our games, we do have open slots available in the Tuesday early game, the Friday evening game, and a Friday early game as well. We need one more person in the Tuesday early to start a brand new campaign. The Friday evening is the most expensive game we have because it is an epic level campaign that is going from level 20s and beyond. So anybody who joins in, you're going to be joining in at level 19, earning your level 20, and then catching up to everybody as, well, organically as we possibly can. They are all currently level 20. So, if you're interested in any of those, be sure to reach out, let me know. And lastly, don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. when we have our high one-shot. It's going to be a interesting experience, to say the least. I'm not quite sure exactly how it's going to go, but, even train wrecks are worth watching, so there you go. I believe that's going to be everything. Please give us that recap, Zurvazar.
Oh boy, this is a paragraph too, like multiples. So Zurazar turned himself invisible during the big fight to get closer to the enemy lines. Argon threw out another gravity sinkhole to pull them in a little bit closer and to actually cause a bit of distraction. Cynthia brought some more spikes along the ground to damage more of the archers. The archers, being the most annoying, kept on trying to attack Fortune and Argon. Cavalry missed Fortune and ran down Argon, knocking him unconscious. Fortune brought Argon back to consciousness and moves back into range. Shield bearers attempted to move their way into Capricio's wall. Braska climbed to engage them. The mages used chain lightning on Argon and Fortune, dropping Argon once again. Capriccio brought Argon back to consciousness, then Flame storms the right flank of the army. Argon then calls on the Lyceum ally, who takes out the siege artillery. We eventually work our way through the remaining troops. Cynthia launches arrows in the cavalry, almost killing them, but the bulk of the archers return volleys in exchange. Fortune takes the other volley before continuing to whittle down the cavalry. One of the shield bearers attacked Braska before the others for some silly reason attempt to arrest Braska. It was a feeble attempt. He beats them back in exchange before turning invisible. The mages throw a few ineffectual spells at Fortune as Capriccio summons an ice storm of the mages, the protectors. Zurazar, being the definite smart man he is, throws a bunch of chaos balls that didn't bounce. And Argon summons the hand, which swings at some of the archers but misses. Cynthia finishes off both the mages and cavalry. One of the archers retaliates against Cynthia, the other goes after Argon's hand. Fortune's flame strikes some of the shield that Braska continues to beat on as Capriccio surrounds them and fires. Zurazar rushes one of the shields, stabbing into their back and almost killing them off. Argon throws a firebolt at archers facing his hand. His hand falls again to hit them. Cynthia, sorry, then finishes off that squad. The archers split their volleys between Zurazar and Argon's hand, wounding both. Braska finished off one of the squads off of shield. Zurazar and the hand work on the archers. One of the archers knocks Fortune down. Capriccio brings Fortune back into the fight. And as a group, we finally manage to bring down the archers and the last shield of the battlefield. Some of them taking themselves out as the process because no prisoners, I guess. With the field clear, Argon receives vision from Thunderbrand that another siege was happening overhead. They were firing things on the city that no one has ever seen before, and there was a brief moment to where we believe that Thunderbrand might have been killed due to such a weapon. We teleport back to the city where we found a bunch of destruction, whatever was fired, causing just chaos and annihilation wherever it was. We started digging out towards the Marquis estate. We found the Captain General of the Lawbearers forces dead. We did find Marquis Uladon, as well as the other members of the military and Tiffany. We tell him what little we know, and the Marquis heads out to start helping people rally for aid. Argon stays to deal with the body of the Captain General. Everyone starts heading to deal and help with the other citizens of the city. Emancipated Thunderbrand finally reached Tiffany and tells Argon what happened. It seems like the Empire wasn't here for siege, though they were here to destroy Nicojanus, but their overall strategy is still up for debate since even still most people are kind of focusing on the siege weapon that was dealing a lot of damage. Siege weapon itself was some sort of magical construct that consumed the life force of anything within 100 feet of it, then seemed to turn that into the projectile that hit the city. Us ourselves need to do a bit more scouting to see if there's anything that we could ascertain. Artificers are being dispatched to attempt to transport it away. Thunderbrand thinks that we need to refocus efforts to get Trent in hopes his death will stall the war. We debate on our next step, mostly around how best to sneak into the Empire. As we discuss this, Fortune notices the woman we met at Hedge's funeral looking around. Seeing C is checking out the body. I don't know what that is. Someone's checking the body and finds a mark showing that they died from a sacrificial necromancy. Evidently, the large projectile was made up of 12 smaller ones that had pulled life force from those around. She seems well informed of our plans. Teleporting doesn't seem to be on the table, while the False Striker rune will allow teleportation in and will set off alarms. We had a couple of plans involving smugglers and other sorts of things, but it seems as though the plan we're going with was infiltrating the Empire directly. She gives Zuzar a name to use as an alias, Zalaza Shah, a real person who left the Empire for political reasons. She also tells us Kuma has her portal location for the edge of the abyss, and how she knows is a mystery. That's kind of where we leave off.
So, after this estranged woman leaves, you all are standing down here inside of the autopsy room. As of now, there's only the one body. But aside from that, you all have complete and utter privacy from the chaos that is happening above your heads, with your party depleting all healing capabilities and magics they had remaining. This is where we begin.
So is off the plan? Is that where we're going next?
Is what the plan?
Off. I think that's the name of the city, isn't it?
Off.
Off.
Yeah,
maybe it is
Off like the planet?
No H, just OTHE.
H is in a different place.
Is that not revealed to you guys?
No, it was at one point, but it's not now.
Roll20 updated, I think.
It's near that's where the smuggler, I think, is. Even though we have to give him fake names because he won't smuggle in the real ones of us.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's from there that we can cross through the mountain pass into
Deastock.
Yeah.
There you guys go. All of that should be visible now, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Good. Any last-minute objections? I assure you, if there were any healing potions, the soldiers would have gathered all of them up as well already.
I'm fine going to Oz.
All right. So, do we need to find Joel and get him to set up a meeting with us?
Yes.
We don't really know the guy directly.
Well, you would need to get Joel to get the information on the guy.
Right. All right, so I guess we need to go track down Joel.
Alrighty. It doesn't take very long. A preliminary investigation. You find that there is one tavern on the western side of Nicodranus that many of the soldiers who have been wounded in the fight without being permanently dealt with or critically wounded all seem to be residing inside of. You hear bombastic music playing in there, and when you open the door, you look around at many of the wounded soldiers here that are, not horribly maimed. Some of them are missing eyes, some of them are missing digits, some of them have their limbs tightly wound up in fabrics, and remaining a little more hopeful in the atmosphere, definitely interpreting this as much more of a victory than others that have been experiencing the aftermath directly. When you enter in, listening to the loud music that's playing in here right now. Wait, that's not it. Where's the loud music? This'll do for now. You see Joel sitting up on top of the bar, regaling his personal journey, traveling with all of you on the battlefield and talking a storm up. And just like that, they called in perfect momentum as his sword was swinging upwards. My boot hit the back of his fucking neck. And everyone starts cheering and shouting loudly over this. Then he looks over and see that? Everyone right there. Whoa! Welcome, welcome. He wanders over to you guys, and a few people in the crowd are like, "Yay!" And he just goes over and goes, "Hey, can you guys put on a fucking face right now? These guys need a little bit of happiness." Yeah! I need a performance check from all of you who wish to partake in that.
Oh, I'm great at that. Can I roll deception?
This one is going to be a performance, unfortunately.
No, man.
Yes.
Oh,
Because it's a sustained, how well do you pretend? Not just a lie.
Oh, well.
You're
what if
lying
we're not
about your
pretending to be
emotions.
hyped?
Oh, yeah, then you're... Oh, fair enough, Praska. You just scream, "Woo, death!"
Good, because I would have
Yeah.
rolled a 3.
Alrighty. Alrighty, everybody. Hey, another round is on these guys. They're loaded. The barkeep said all the alcohol is free. I've just been saying the entire night that the round's on somebody else.
What makes you think we're loaded?
He looks at your armor, your artifacts. I don't know what
Oh,
makes
no.
me think you're loaded.
Oh my God, Capricio's a performer.
I made this. I appreciate that it looks nice, but
I
Right?
heard free
It looks.
beer.
I mean, yeah. Go ahead. Someone get one of the big casks in the back for the big fella. All right. If it wasn't for him, many of those fucking cavalry would have hit your city. And you see a couple of people like limping over with wounds, or trying their best to lift up a large barrel and bring it over to you.
No, I got that.
Oh shit! Yep. Fuck yeah. Is everything he's saying true?
I mean, yeah.
Wow. Can't believe you guys took out 6 archmages. Could have been 7. There was a lot of explosions.
Oh, those guys with their archmages? Oh, man.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking win! And everyone just starts cheering loudly, and he gives a casual shrug.
Guys, I thought those were just regular mages.
I think he's trying to amp up the victory, Braska.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
I was
Look.
more impressed with taking out the archers. But
to them, it's archers on archers. They don't care.
yeah.
But, yeah, so what are you guys up to?
We need your smuggler friend.
Friend is a term, I suppose. What do you
Smuggler
need?
contact. Don't get stuck up on the friend part.
Very well. What do you need them? Like, what?
We need him to smuggle some people across the border.
Very well. I should tell you that he's absolutely not going to let war heroes on either side through his corridors. That wouldn't do very good for his business. So.
I understand that.
So you're going to kidnap him, then? That's the
No,
okay. I
no,
mean,
that-
if that's what you have to do, I mean, yeah.
Not going to kidnap him. He'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
You don't sound like you trust me.
Well, I mean, I've seen what you all done on the battlefield, and I imagine you have some way of just making people do what you do, as wizards do.
He'll be smuggling very innocuous people over the border.
Very
Nothing
well.
to draw attention.
Very well. I mean, I don't want to argue with you. I'm more than happy with our current relationship with everything. Hey, Bruska, top me off, please.
With what?
As you have a giant barrel with just the fucking thing positioned at your mouth. Fine, I'll get another one. Fordrum, you want some? Aachen?
Sure.
Capriccio, Zerza.
No, I'm good.
I'm good for now.
I'm fine, thank you.
They do have some
Thumbs
bottles of nice things in the back if you are more keen to that.
Nah, as much as it'd be nice, I'm just gonna take a second.
Very well. So he goes back behind the counter and pulls out another keg, places it down, and just starts pouring everybody drinks, passing them out. So if you're going to be meeting with him, you need to go. I can get you to the exact location, of course. Whoever I'm taking up there. To where his little shack in the woods is. From what I hear, when you're coming back through, you're supposed to go to the shack and then sit on the bed and leave the lantern lit.
What on the bed?
Sit.
Oh, I heard something very different.
What did you hear? I speak very clearly.
Well, I heard an H.
Where? I didn't say.
In between the S and the I.
Scheisse is what we say. So no, I did not say that. Yeah. Fair enough. Anyways, you sit on the bed until the lantern goes out, in which case, some point in time during when it was lit and when it goes out, you'll take notice and come and gather you all. Make sure you have the proper payments for him, of course, to get across.
What's the proper payment?
Well, I gave him 600 gold just to transport me. That was the additional fee for being, military. So, if you're going through as you all, you're probably looking at a pretty hefty price, eh?
We're loaded.
We'll let Zerzar handle the negotiations when it comes to that part.
Damn Skippy.
I'd rather not let Braska handle it because I don't know that it would end well for him.
At this point, I just collapse onto the ground, still suckling on the barrel.
Oh, that's right. You were already drunk when we got here.
Heavily.
We're not going to be able to move him, are we?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
You and Fortune are very strong.
I guess I do have double weight capacity. though.
Exactly. You're Goliath. Even a weak Goliath is way stronger than most people.
How big of a town is Oth?
Population less than 3,000.
Okay.
Oh,
Tourists included, close to 3,000 sometimes, depending on proper seasons.
Well, that's a big town.
Retirees, there hasn't been war.
Wait till we show up. No,
I mean, kinda.
yeah.
I'm assuming the bazaar part of Nicodranus is totaled. There's nothing to buy here.
The bizarre portion of it was closer to the Marquise estate and the Noble District. Well, it goes Bizarre, Noble District, Marquise estate. Marquise estate was specifically attacked with the big explosion. The Bizarre probably would not have been completely totaled, but all of the people who had wares had just gathered up everything and fucking split. Yeah. Which, you're more than welcome to ask around the crowds, be like, hey fuckers, we saved you, I need this.
The only thing and I can probably find it off, the only thing I need is a different spell focus other than my staff.
Oh yeah, you gave your spare one over to,
Yeah, otherwise I would just use Coberta's glasses, but I gave it away to the Lich.
Damn it.
I know.
Wish we had a couple weeks.
I know, but we don't have.
I know. The only reason I say that is because, I mean, I've got this whole chunk of mithril to make a wand for the Lich, and I could easily make 2.
I'm sorry, I think I'm missing translations. You said Mithril and Lich.
Sort of, far less eloquently than you did, but yeah. We have friends in high and low places.
Glad I'm on your guys' side.
Zurazar, is there anything you need for supplies in order to do paperwork for the people that he's going to be smuggling through?
You know, I need 2 specific things.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 3. A quill, an ink pot, and some paper. That's literally it.
I don't
Do
know
you
about
have
an
that,
ink
or do you
pot.
need some?
Oh, I have some. I just want you to give me some.
Okay. Well, we'll probably have better luck finding that in Oth than right now in Nicodranus.
Oh, he needs mundane, not magical.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep talking to some of these soldiers and keep spirits a little higher. We kind of got fucked up out there, eh?
It was not as easy as one would have hoped.
Yeah. I'll tell you something else. These fucking... I'm not sure about the Salezos. They are not good at keeping morale up, I'll tell you that. What you've seen in a few battles, you take your victories with stride, one way or another.
Salezos are more police force than military.
Clearly. Anyways. You said you need, what? Paper, ink, and quill?
Yes.
Yes.
Alrighty, I'll go get that then. And he scoots off the bar, and as he's walking away, all of you see he has this massive cut across the back right shoulder.
So he did actually fight. Or did at least got involved somehow.
You guys saw Braska called him in for that move. The
Was he
reroll
one of the
attack.
call-ins?
Yeah,
He
Joel.
was.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize that was Joel. I'm sorry, I missed
yeah.
that part.
He was fighting
I mean, all he did
alongside
was-
you, just not in your guys' direct combat area, because I'm not depriving you of your shit.
I go pat him on the back.
Oh, I thought you said you used all that on the villagers. Or the
Oh, maybe
townsfolk.
I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Forgot that I used the last of all of my spells.
Yeah.
There wasn't much to do, so I forgot about that.
It's fine. You can still pat him on the back, though. Thanks.
I guess we need to go see if we have a place we can stay.
One of the guys comes over. Hey, the rooms in the back are completely free right now.
Cool.
Innkeep
Tomorrow
said
when
all
we get-
soldiers are welcome. You guys can take some beds.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I need 2.
You can take a table.
tomorrow I'd like to go visit the temple. I'll probably just go meet with what's his name?
Tiffany?
Tiffany. I want to just we're gonna need some more incense. I'm down to a lot, but not a lot.
Okay.
All right.
But other than that,
So, the expertise of Capriccio and Zurazar definitely begins shining through here during the next couple of hours while Joel is getting you your supplies. The crowd of soldiers all are wanting different glorious stories and events that have happened. How'd you know this was going to happen? What did you do? How did it look like? What was it like fighting archmages? All of that stuff. And despite the actual feelings you all are fully aware you all share right now, you can see the expertise of the performers shining through.
Zurazar didn't even get there on time.
After he was ahead. After a couple of hours, Joel comes back carrying with him a sack and drags it over towards you, Zurazar. Alrighty, here is well, I wasn't sure how much you needed, and he just drops a large pile of paper in front of you. And here's a couple of these things. He gives you 3 ink vials, and then a quill.
This'll work. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Also, big fella.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Good
That's
point.
an interesting- Yeah.
Good point.
Who are
Very
you
good.
talking to?
The biggest fella.
Yeah.
Got you this while we were out there, and he pulls out this very large bottle, and he tosses it over to you, and you start reading it. It is Trustenwald wine.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. One of the finer things that, unfortunately, because of your actions inside taverns in history, you were not allowed to get easily.
Haven't had that in a while. For various reasons.
I figured as much. Slightly smaller fella. Looks over at you, Argon.
Yes.
Well, I got this while we were inside the town. Maybe it'll be a little entertaining for you. And he pulls out this cubed object that has a lot of different colors across it. You're supposed to get all the colors on the same side.
We'll start fiddling with it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, dwarf.
yes.
He'll reach in and he'll take out something that he clearly is struggling to lift a little bit and hand over to you. It's a large steel ingot.
Oh. Huh. Thanks, man.
Then I'll hand you 3 more of them.
Oh, God. Okay.
It's a blacksmith wasn't using it, so, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not
This will
sure
be-
what the little fairy friend would like, so, hey, Capriccio!
Yes.
There was a florist, so I just got, purple, and hand you a bunch of very lovely purple daffodils.
Oh, thank you. I'll
Yeah.
smell them.
There you go. Alrighty. Well, I'm fucking tired. I'm going to go to sleep, everybody. Then I'll turn around. Hey, Nicotranes! And everyone starts shouting and screaming in unison. Then he'll go over onto a table and just push a bunch of cups over and then lay on it.
I'll go find a room in the back, I guess.
Yeah.
Or a room in the back somewhere.
You find a few of them where they evacuate pretty quickly to make sure you all are comfortable so that you can rest up and sleep more easily. But
I'm putting
Braska,
up
none of the beds in here are you size, at all. So
Yeah.
you are stuck sleeping on top of one of the big tables.
All right.
I could, if there's enough, I'll push some beds together. But if there's people strewn around and we're sort of taking on whatever we can take on,
Yeah.
then I will not.
Yeah. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, okay.
All right, welcome, Sin.
Hello.
Alrighty, so you all go sleep.
Yes.
Perfect. All of you sleeping at the same time.
Are we like crowded in a room with a bunch of people, or do we have a room to the group of us?
You have a room to the group of you.
I'll put up a dome.
So,
It's desperate times. People are desperate enough. People would try to steal from us, and I'd hate to have to do something back in exchange.
yeah, that would.
I'll stay up for the first 4 hours since I only need 4 hours of sleep.
Yep. Wait, you trance?
I'm an elf.
Oh, yeah, you just have cat ears. That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So, as you all drift slowly to sleep, Fordrum,
Mhm.
the warmth from the Father Stone begins filling you. It begins filling the entirety of this room for you, and you sleep much more deeply and easily than you usually do, unless you're in, the bed that you perfectly made just for yourself. As you are sleeping, you begin hearing off in the distance the echo of a hammer against metal striking over and over, and it slowly gets louder, and every time you kind of open your eyes, it seems to be approaching, and eventually, once you enter into the deepest REM cycle you have, you open your eyes and you feel this incredibly powerful warmth emanating off of a forge fire that is the most magnificently beautiful fire you've ever seen. Forge. It's roughly about 25 feet tall. The air above it is pluming with smoke. You see the embers inside are the exact perfect temperature that they need to be, and there's a strong dwarven individual standing there, whacking away.
I poke myself to see if I feel it or if I'm dead.
You feel it.
All right. I'm not dead. Beautiful forge here.
The individual looks over their shoulder at you, and you see a golden beard and silvered eyes, then
Oh.
goes back and keeps hammering.
I kneel immediately, drop down to my knees, and go, "Oh, Creator, oh, Father, I'm stunned that I'm here.
I need an extra hand. Come on.
I jump fly boots right up as fast as I can."
You see them reaching inside the ambers and lifting out this very long blade that they're currently working on, and you need to grab the hilt to keep the balance across it as they're working. You're a Fordrum, right?
I am.
Good. Targeted the right one. Your family's a good family. Very strong.
I love them dearly.
Yeah, good. This is a strange circumstance. Typically, I would have to wait a very long time for you to be able to hear me clearly. But there's a little hole in the veil, so took the opportunity to show my appreciation.
It is in your honor that I serve and create.
Serving and creating. It's good, strong. It's the foundation for all of civilization, is what people can make to make it better. Of course, the greatest thing you can ever build or make is a difference in lives. The heavens, many of us were aware of what was coming, but we couldn't speak. We had done our preparations, and at this point you're pulling the entire blade as you have to put it into its cooling process right now. And once you put it into this very long, deep cylinder that he has, you look behind him and there's this incredibly large field and hundreds and hundreds of forges just sitting there, embers already in them. I, for one, was ready for a lot of them to come here.
I kind of look around again. I'm like quenching and checking and look around, and I'm like, is that in preparation or?
That was preparation. Each one of those forges was a different one of my clerics, followers, worshippers, whatever you want to call them, smiths, creators, inside that city. Every one of us on the Pantheon were prepared for all of that death. Each forge made for every individual, handcrafted. He goes over to one. Hanum Lotblock. He points over at the nameplate at the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
His left leg's a little longer than the right leg, so we made the entire section here with the wooden bench to have a little step stool, so perfectly balanced in front of his forge. Easily rotate and step on a different area, and you see it's crafted magnificently. There's not a single blemish or imperfection in any of the make. Now, he doesn't have to use it. Yet. Good job.
Thank you.
Well, there's not much I can tell you about what is to come. It's part of paths and other gods' order and law that it be discovered. But when you're cutting through the mountains, keep an eye out for any of the blue gems. Down that path, there's individuals that need saving.
That needs saving?
Yeah.
Okay.
Incapable of defending themselves any longer from the abhorrent horror that imprisons them. You take that out. You find a way to restore them. I promise you it'll make a grand difference in the scheme of things. And he gives you a little wink.
Heard.
Now, I hope you don't mind. See, you've been struggling on making a couple of things for a while.
This time.
Time is not of the essence here. He'll hold his hand out. It is your choice. Do you want it now? Or do you want to wait and craft it when you can?
I'm torn. I have two answers. One, I would answer as my friend who I'm making something for. And it would be, I want it now. That's Urazar. But my answer is always, I want to make it myself. So.
There's no trick here.
No, I know. And I pull out the gem sword. And I go, if you can finish this, I'm not as passionate about it as I am working with the mithril. And that I will take now so I can check it off my list of things to get done.
He'll take the blade that you've been slowly but surely working on this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Looking over it. Waves his hand, and you watch as across the large bench positioned here, that this perfect schematics, exactly what temperatures that are needed, everything calculated instantly appears on the table, and he snaps his finger and the forge plumes very intensely and then settles to where it needs. Then you and I are going to make it right now. Before you go back.
Take out the Father Stone and set it on the little, there's a little eye in the forge. I set it right in there and I'm like, behold, you get to watch us do this. I'm talking to a rock.
Well, I know. I made them.
Yeah.
Thought it was kind of funny naming it that.
It is. Makes perfect sense.
It is. So, the two of you sit there or stand there and start to forge this blade, and you notice you are working way more quickly, way more efficiently than you ever have worked before in your life. But it doesn't feel like you're making any shortcuts. You're not stopping anything from happening. You are crafting with perfection right now. And you notice he's not holding your hand with anything. He's making you do the work. He's instructing you as needed. He will help you with grabbing just as a good assistant would in this matter, but never, ever doing the work for you.
Right.
Then at the end of your rest, you feel yourself yawning in some distance, some different realm than you're in right now, and he looks at the blade that you have crafted. Good. It's perfect balance.
A little tip heavy for my taste, but it's what it's supposed to be.
I have a feeling he appreciates it being heavier towards the tip.
Right. These are made, that's what they're meant to be. Slashing weapons.
Exactly. Well, this may be the last time we speak for a very long time.
Well, I appreciate you listening throughout all these years. Because I'm going to continue to talk to you.
Try not to do it when I use the bathroom. That's a joke.
Oh, I had a moment where I was like, gods have to use the bathroom too?
You'll never know.
Yeah. Well, if it happens, I'm sorry. You can... Never mind. I was going to say you can ignore it, but that'd be messed up.
Well, just think for a second. What do you think rainfall is? Anyways, time for you to wake up. And
Yeah, Fordham wakes up giggling.
now, over to the next individual. Capriccio.
What?
As you lay there, tormented by your thoughts and everything else that happened. Eventually, there's a warm spring air that fills this room for you. And you feel like you're lying on top of these very large daffodils that you remember as you drift to sleep and then open your eyes. And you see a beautiful field filled with gorgeous flowers and frolicking animals. All of the animals nod their head towards you and respectfully say, "Hey, Capriccio. Hey. Hey, buddy. Hey, how you doing? Hi, Capriccio."
I wave and say hello to everyone, even though I don't fucking know them.
Yeah. Then you hear from a voice right next to you. "It's really weird when you don't know why they know your name, huh?"
I turn to look who it is.
Oh, just a small halfling woman. Not really a halfling, though. She's short in stature, but all of her proportions are the same as a human's.
Aren't you that lady that gave me the book?
What? No, I'm nobody.
I remember you. You gave me the book.
Yeah, I'm nobody. Don't worry about it. Anyways, whew. Really sorry all this happened, eh?
What
Well-
part?
Well, you know. That, I mean, I'm not a fan of cities in general. I think they're kind of unnecessary, but, you know, the missus really likes them. And there's a lot of people there.
That's what I like about them. There's so many people.
Yeah.
You can meet them all if you want to.
Oh, I don't want to meet more people. I mean, I like people. People are fine. I just don't want to meet them if I can help it.
That's meeting new people.
I prefer watching people than meeting them. Usually they end up not liking me. Like that Goliath friend of yours. He hates me.
I've had people pay me to watch. But that's okay. So,
She just shakes her head with that one. Then pats your shoulder. But those of us that have been, well, outside of the reach of this realm, we want to thank you and your friends. I mean, whatever happened would have been so much worse if it wasn't for all of you.
well, we're not done yet.
Oh, I know. Just we finally have an opportunity to show a little appreciation, so. And I know you and I haven't really talked that much.
You did disappear. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that's just your matter of perspective. I'm always around. Everywhere. You can't skip down the road without seeing me.
Remember?
But thank you. Wholeheartedly, thank you. And there's a lot of our folk that, even though their homes are gone, they can rebuild. They can remake their lives. They can build more crops. The soil is not destroyed.
Yeah, I'm going to, I'll come back when everything is done and help regrow after I, kill them all.
Well,
Because I am going to kill them all.
oh, I understand anger. It's I wish it wasn't that chaotic, but there are individuals that need death. They deserve it. And as kind as the breeze of the earth can be, it's important to remind people why you don't fuck with the earth.
That's what I was about to say. The circle of life. You fuck with nature, I fuck with you.
Easy enough. But I do have something that I want to show you.
Okay.
She jumps off of the dandelion and you go fluttering across, and as you're flying and she's just skipping on the air itself over to the edge of this beautiful wide open area, you look down at a familiar looking mountain range. Very large one that you spent only a little bit of time in, but you did get to meet your first tree of life. She jumps off the edge with you, holding onto your hand, and you filter through past these magical barriers that for some reason you can see clear as day, and past all of the people that are down there trying to guard it, and over towards the tree itself. I'm spending a lot of time here right now. You look over at the husk of the tree. The terrifying burn marks that they set ablaze onto this protector of their realm. The sheer disrespect that they showed towards it. And she snaps her finger in front of you. Hey, hey. Hey. There's a place for anger. There's a place for crying. And there's a place to smile. Go look inside.
No, it's not dead.
Go look inside.
It's not gonna change my mind.
Are you really arguing with me?
Oh,
She'll pat your hand one more time and let you drift up there. And you peer inside the tree and you see that there's this golden circle laid into the soil down here that is far more enriched than the verse glade itself should reasonably support. And you see that there is this small sprouted leaf that is sticking out, and it has two leaves cutting out from either side of the stem, and one of the leaves just moves its hand, waving at you.
hi, little buddy.
Waves more enthusiastically.
I know. It's nice to see you.
Then-
Very small.
It moves its leaves in like a flexing manner.
One day,
Then it
for sure.
sticks out of the ground just about a 1/4 inch more, growing ever so faintly more.
Yourself out. Calm down.
No. He's not going to calm down. He is one of my newest creations. A special gift given to me thanks to my creator. She allowed me to make one new thing. And I chose him. This is not
But
just
you're the reason he's not dead.
the reason he's not dead is because these trees are far more resilient than fire. But the reason he is him is because I asked to make him a little different. What is the most powerful thing other than life itself?
Love and friendship.
Yes. So, I named him Daisy.
Aw, that's a cute name.
Daisy starts like moving the leaves much more aggressively now. And
Daisy.
he I hope is going to grow incredibly big and strong. Since he can sense love everywhere, the more love there is, the stronger he'll get.
I'll come visit when everything is done. Maybe we'll throw a party around you.
The stem starts shaking from side to side.
I do throw some really good parties. Just saying.
And I believe Daisy has a little something for you as well. And Daisy waves you down.
I'll go.
Starts pushing away a little bit of the dirt. And pulls out a very tiny, itty-bitty seed with its leaves that it can't really pick it up because it's too heavy compared to its small size.
I'll take it.
Yeah. That is a special seed that Daisy will grow much more abundantly when they're fully grown, when there's a lot more love here in the world. If there's another thing like that, monstrous creation that's about to happen, plant that seed immediately, okay?
Is anywhere close to it?
Well, you need soil, but anywhere.
What?
And Daisy will help you.
Okay. Did something to cheer me up. All I've been thinking about is kill.
What'd you say?
He said, "Thank you for cheering me up. All I've been thinking about is killing everybody."
Oh, and please, kill everybody who deserves it. It's perfectly fine. I mean, if all you're doing is spreading hate in the world, the next best use you can be is fertilizer for the soil.
That was my thought process too.
Perfect. But make sure you don't forget about a little bit of love for Daisy, eh? Little fella needs to grow up big and strong.
Ooh.
But
Who created you? And what are you? And don't say nobody.
that's exactly who I am.
Is that your name? Is that a thing? Because this bit is going on for too long.
I choose to be nobody instead of somebody. Somebody is revered or hated or followed or... I don't like that. I prefer being nobody. Someone that just does what needs to happen. Helps where it needs to be.
I would like to be somebody so that other somebodies have somebody to love and somebody to love them.
Good. You should do that then. But I did that for a long time, and I suppose you do deserve to know at least what they used to call me, and still do.
Mhm.
Exandria.
World?
Yeah. But don't tell anybody, okay? I just prefer being nobody.
Okay, I won't tell anybody. Can I tell somebody though?
You can tell somebody, so long as you make sure it's a very important buddy.
Fine.
But time for me to head back. They don't like when I talk to the mortals too much. They get really antsy.
Just don't talk to
Yeah.
They won't be upset if you talk to me. I'm not mortal.
They're a little upset when I talk to you.
Why?
Because it's like you talk to the mortals, and then it counts as like me talking to them, so influencing their decisions, and don't give them any more books. You're just trying to help them. Don't change the course of actions for all of reality. It may cause doomsday if you do so. It's just
Blah,
boring.
blah, blah.
Right? But yeah. If I want to keep my deal up and keep doing what I'm doing, I need to be heading back. And you should be waking up soon. You begin hearing a little bit of a dwarven chuckle from off in the distance.
What's that?
No, that's where you are. Bye-bye. They spin you around quickly, and you open your eyes, and you hear Fordrum currently chuckling as all of you are beginning to wake up. Everyone, you're all awake.
Why did you wake up chuckling, Fordrum?
Well, I had an experience in my dream with the Allfather, and he ended it with a joke about rain being the pea from gods. And I didn't expect it, and it caught me on the funny bone. But
Heard that one before.
oh, I'm sore. Unless I'm wrong.
Oh, you're still sore from the fight, but you're
Yeah.
fully well rested.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling pretty good, but I'm sore from the fight. I dig through my stuff and pull out the scabbard that has Zurzar's sword in it. Take a look at it.
Yeah.
See that it's actually done.
It is.
Oh. And I just, since he seems to be still drowsy, I just sort of gently sneak it over onto his pack of stuff, out and displayed all pretty.
Zurazar, you there?
I'm here.
You see your beautifully crafted blade placed directly beside you.
Ooh. We'll take it. Kind of look it over.
Good morning.
Good morning. How'd you get this done in like 2 hours?
God helped me.
God helped you?
Yep. The Allfather.
But who did more of the work, though? Was it you or was it the Allfather?
I did all the work.
Ah, fuck him then. Good, thank you.
Smack him in the head so he lays back down.
He smirks, but he'll say thank you. I will make good use of this.
Sure you will. Again, good morning. I
Good
gotta
morning.
pray for my spells and by the time I'm done, I'll have my armor on. So that's gonna take a while.
So, all of you are exceptionally sore still, but well rested. Long rested, I should say, not well rested.
Is there a handout for this weapon, or is it just something specific?
It's the thing you asked for ages ago.
Yeah, almost been ages. I can't remember exactly what it
It
did.
should be in your guys' DM somewhere. Let's see. Yeah,
It
because
says
if I'm
it's
being... Yeah, go ahead.
It says it's what the note I have is that it's a rapier of speed and spell guard shield. Oh yeah, rapier of speed.
Your speed.
Let's ask Google. Oh yeah, +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. In addition, you can make one attack with it as a bonus action on each of your turns.
Very nice. I'll have to unattune to something, but I can do this.
I'm just excited to cross it off my list.
Do you spend the night crafting with your god?
Yeah. Oh, and he said an interesting thing. One, he's not supposed to be able to talk to us, but there was a hole in the veil, and so he took an opportunity to speak. Though he couldn't tell us what was coming during the time that it was coming because they just couldn't.
That's the whole point of the veil, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I get spoken to by my god fairly regularly. So maybe it's a veil that doesn't really work very well. But he, as well as a number of other gods, were all preparing for mass deaths. He had an entire field of forges set up for those who would come, and now their preparations were for nothing due to what we did. So they were thankful for us. But he also pointed out that on our travel through the mountains, we're to look for blue gems, and that at that area, there will be a people who are being who need to be freed. He didn't really say, but they need to be freed by some abomination, and that those people will be of great help in the bigger picture should they be freed. So if I start suddenly saying, look, it's blue gem, you'll know what I'm talking about.
We need to be on the lookout for blue gems as we cross the mountains.
Yep. Somewhat.
I'm gonna check if I still have that little seed. If I have it on me or in my hands or something.
Yes, it is curled up in your hand.
Okay. I'll store it away in my backpack.
So
We are going to be crossing some mountains.
under the mountains, Joel said.
Under the mountain.
Yeah, he didn't go over the mountain range. That's way too dangerous. Went under. Through.
I guess that makes finding gems more likely.
Yeah.
You all hear a knocking at your door.
Who is it?
The boogeyman.
Uh,
No, it's Joel. I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
this. You Southerners have weird comedic timings, and he just tries opening the door.
Let him in.
Yeah. So, I've gotten the whereabouts of the shed. You're going to need this pin. Who is going to be the main person?
Point
Point at Zurzar.
Here you
Don't
go.
point at Zurzar.
He hands over a very small pin that is just a circle golden pin that has a dove on it.
Oof.
Trying to say something?
No, you need that.
No, it's a joke.
What? Weird timings. Anyways. Let us go over there. I'm all ready. Your big fella is sleeping still.
Well, that's easy to fix. I get some bacon, just dangle it above his head.
Braska, as you are lying there dreaming of fighting that fight yet again, you start having the second best experience of your life, the smell of bacon.
Morning.
Morning.
Mine. And I take it.
So that's how you don't die when you wake him up. Good to know.
Yeah, you kick him and you're liable to lose a leg.
Well, somebody suggested we just push him a little bit, but based off of the sleep fighting that he was doing, I was not going to do that.
Probably a smart move.
Surazar, at one point it was mentioned that we need to pick up clothes.
You said we could find clothes here, so that's probably the best course of action. Once we get into the Empire, we're going to probably need to find much more updated ones.
I mean, Nico Dranas should have a lot of Empire clothing.
Oh, then
Latest
that-
fashions of everywhere, yeah.
Yeah,
then
I
perfect.
remember clearing out some noble houses after the siege of the city. And there was a lot of fancy stuff in there.
Alright, well, let's go get some.
Yeah, let's go join in with all the other looters.
Woo.
Alrighty. So, going through many of the houses, you all end up picking up, were you going for Zemnian clothing or something else? What type of paperwork are you giving them, Zurazar?
I feel like I need to give them variety, but close enough together to where it makes sense. So probably a mixture of Zemnian. So it'll be Zemnian, Marquesian, and Imperial.
Okay, who are you making what?
I'll make Capriccio Marquesian because that just makes sense.
Mhm. So Capriccio's already done.
We'll make. I believe Argon, you wanted to be Zemnian, right?
Yeah, make me Zemnian.
Yeah, you Zemnian. I'll make Braska Zemnian, I think. And then I'll make Sin and Forgem Imperial. I myself am going in as an Imperial.
Perfect. Well, then you find and gather up all the proper outfits and correct everybody when they say, oh, yeah, this is totally... You're like, no, that's 3 seasons ago. Here, let me get this and help them out with
Just slap their hand.
You get everybody reasonably outfitted with different clothing that would, well, suit them best. For Fordrum, he would have to have, well, what area were you giving him clothing from? Zemnian,
Fordrum,
Marquesian.
You wanted Zemnian clothing, right?
Yeah, Zemnian's fine. I mean, I'm from Uthadern.
That's fair.
Not too far out of the realm of possibility.
You're not gonna find clothes for me.
Also,
I am Zemnian. technically.
Also, Fordrum, in case you forgot, you have a large section of your family who are working in Diastock for Diastock in the Herethus mines.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna need a few minutes to prepare, and then I'll be ready to take us off.
Cool. I'll be right back. Can we have like 10, 20 minutes?
That's fine.
Right on. So I'm going to go to the medical tent. If there is one.
There are quite a few.
Well, I'm going to go to the big medical area. And I'm going to cast Beacon of Hope. And then just cast Hero's Feast and go feed everybody. And then I'll also do a mass healing word before I leave. And then I'll run because now I'm late. And I'll run back to the group.
Alrighty. Anybody else before you leave the city?
I'm gonna say a few words of a spell, and kind of a door of dark shadow will pop up on a wall, and I'm going to float into that room. And then I'm going to come out like 10, 15 minutes later. Well, a Zemnian man is going to walk out 10, 15 minutes later, wearing the clothes that Argon brought in with him. And no chair.
Brace is going to follow through the door.
You
gonna
can
leave
follow
open
it
for
if you
15, 20
want.
minutes. What's inside?
Inside, it's a completely empty demiplane. There is
There's just-
nothing. There is
There's
nothing
just
in it.
nothing.
But Argon, the chair, and the robes now folded up and sitting on the chair.
He's gonna go in and he's just gonna go echo.
Does it echo?
It does not echo
Why is there's nothing here?
because it's not really meant for anything but storage. I mean, I guess I could decorate it if I wanted to, but I've never really thought about it.
What do you store things? There's nothing to store things here.
I'm storing the chair in here because I'm not taking it into the Empire.
You're so uncreative. For a wizard.
And what else would I do with it? I'm certainly not going to risk somebody in the Empire capturing it.
Well, I'm talking about this place. You could decorate it with stuff.
Ugh.
Why is it just a void?
Because I don't spend time in here. I have the mansion when I need that. Get out of my demi-plane. Let's go.
Echo.
There's no echo.
Fuck you, Arkin.
Can't have anything in this place.
Nope. It is a perfectly boring, like, beige room. Beige floor, beige walls, beige ceiling.
Next time we should steal the desk. So that at least there's a desk for the chair.
Every time I see you open it, I'm going to shove a piece of furniture into the room.
You're just gonna slowly stuff it in there, stuff in there.
Who put decor in here? Fuck that shit.
Why are there decorations in my demi-plane?
Why is this place pleasant to look at?
There's a
Why
wreath.
is there a
Why is
full
there a wreath?
kitchenette?
I'll start thorn whipping stuff from within and pulling.
No barbarian costume strewn into the corner?
I burned that after that event. I am not going in as a barbarian.
So, on this happy note, we're going to go ahead and go on break. And when we come back, Zurazar, you get to tell everybody their new personas. Be right back.
That good?
Hello, we are back. Yes, it is. Thank you. Y'all know what the shtick is by this point. You know what to do. Alrighty, so go ahead, everybody. Introduce yourselves as your new personas after you get your makeup and everything else done by Zuvazar.
Hi, my name's Timar Firemarsh. I'm a guard and a smith. And I have some holy duties as well.
I'm Madur DeBale as a 70 human. And I am the personal wizard of our noble.
With an indistinguishable Zemnian accent.
Yes. I'm going to speak in my Zemnian accent to Braska in Zemnian. How's my Zemnian? I can't do a German accent.
You're
so
fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Go ahead. Introduce your new self, Braska.
I'm Varn Stormeye.
Vaughn.
Name's literally the only thing he changed about me.
He's still the muscle.
Cynthia.
I am Candle in the Dark. I am the wet work / spy of our noble.
And Capriccio.
My new name is Lazuli, and I am a little fairy that came from the Feywild recently, and I am the accountant.
The accountant.
Don't fucking laugh. My cling method is infallible.
It's funny because OnlyFans. Anyways. Yeah.
Right?
Just say you're an accountant.
God.
That's hilarious. So, you gather up, prepare to teleport yourselves away. Braska, it's strange looking at the new average height of the party. It is far smaller now.
Huh. Weird. I mean, I'm still looking down, but, more, I guess.
To be fair, I spent most of my time in a chair, so I'm probably at about the same eye line to Braska anyways as I was.
Very fair.
Only just now I'm not
That's
in a
fair.
floating chair.
But for some reason, everyone else seems shorter somehow.
So, you gather up and you teleport your way on over to Oth. Once you get there, the remarkably quiet city that you find yourselves in is a complete different contrast. It's strange to consider the fact that Nicodranus, which is supposedly such a short ways away, is so drastically different than it was but a day ago, and Oth is exactly as it has been for a very long time. One of the farmers notices you all teleported in, and they just, look over and, hey!
Hello, fellow human.
Mm-mm.
Hello, fucking Zemnians. And just... Joel will
I know,
walk with
right?
you. Joel will walk with you. You, Ogden, it's... If your lying skills aren't good,
They're not.
then don't lie.
Didn't technically lie, but that's very complicated.
Yes, I understand people have magics to make themselves look different.
Yes, that's exactly what is happening.
You seem exceptionally good at it, though. You get a lot shorter. Like, when you standing compared to you sitting is... You're, sitting all the time.
Yes, it's much harder to do the height differences, but it's possible.
Very well.
No, if only could fix the lying part.
By the way, your
Wow.
accent is spot on.
Thank you.
Yeah, what area did you
Yeah.
base it off of? Is that a Trustenwald accent I hear?
A little bit of trusted Walden there.
Nice.
I spent some brief time in the Empire and managed to pick it up.
Very impressive.
It's the best lie you've told yet.
I did spend some time in the Empire.
And he
Well,
does sound like another person that came from Trustenwald.
Argon, the worst liar you've ever met, has a flawless Zemnian accent
I
for
just,
some reason.
I just think that when you greet someone, don't say fellow human.
That's a good note. Thank you. I will not. I will stop doing that.
Because my bullshit detector already knows you're not a human.
All right, I need to pick up one small thing, and then I am ready to go to see if we can find this guy.
All right. You get into the town, and a couple of the Selezos are, recognized. I mean, you're still you all. You're just wearing different outfits right now, right?
Well, most of us. I think Argon's really changed.
I can't really have changed outfits. I don't think they had clothes for tiny people.
I was actually half expecting him to give you a bird costume and this is my pet bird. Tweet.
I don't know that
I can
Zurazar.
just see Capriccio in one of those Vegas feather suits that the girl dancers wear.
Oh hell yeah!
I don't know that Zurazar would have done something like a bird outfit to Capriccio, and I don't think the rest of us would have survived trying to do it.
Earthquake is still on the table. Anyways,
And a lot of other things.
so let me show you where the hut is. You said you need to pick up something in town. Go ahead.
Yes. I just need a spell focus, something that isn't like a full quarterstaff, like a cane or something a little more low key than. It doesn't have to be anything special, just a standard spell focus is fine.
Roll me an investigation, please.
Don't you still have that wand?
Wand. The only other spell focus I remember having was Coberta's, and I gave that to the.
No, you have the necromancer's wand.
No, you don't.
Yes, he does.
What necromancer's wand?
It's the one that gave him
I have a
when we
wand
did
of.
the lady who stole the book of undead.
I have her wand of paralysis, but that's a
Yes.
wand, not a spell focus.
Yeah, they're
Aren't
different.
wands considered spell focuses?
No.
No.
A wand does one specific magic spell, not act as a focus for other spells.
You can have a generic wand, which is your focus, but
Yeah.
there's a difference. There's
Oh,
a spell wand and then a spell focus wand.
But you're right, I do still have that one.
Yeah.
Cynthia.
So, asking around a few people for what you're looking for, most people are kind of like, yo, fuck off. I don't trust you Zemnians around here. And then they realize you're with everybody else and they go, oh, yeah, no, we don't really have spell focuses in town. Go ask the jailers. They arrest mages all the time.
No
Okay.
offenders.
You go over.
See who the captain of the prison guard, I guess, is.
Yep.
The one that let us see Joel in the first place.
Yeah, no, he recognizes most of you, and we got these off a couple of guys that are going to be in here for very long. Hey, you dropped one of them off in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, here. He hands you over one of the Zemnians' focuses. One of the Volstruckers. Yep, make sure you put it to good use. Take care.
Will do.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Which one did you guys capture? The flying one teleported away. The hiding one is the one you guys caught, right?
Think so.
His focus was 2 rings.
Okay.
One that goes over the ring finger and one that goes over the thumb, and a chain that connects the 2 of them.
That is perfect.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And then I am ready to go.
Alrighty. Joel leads you out over into the middle of the woods, traveling for a few hours and getting past where even the waterfall was that you all had your battle at. Or that was the other group. Yeah, whatever. Once you get past there, you do see that there is hidden amongst the trees a very old, raggedy-looking hut. And he'll just gesture over to it. Alrighty, everybody. You go over there and you wait. Make sure you light the lantern and leave it lit.
You're not coming with us?
I just got out of the fucking Empire. No, I am not going with you.
I was kidding.
Ah, very good. Well, I need to pick up on your fucking social cues. Y'all are weird. Anyways, that'll be easy.
So we're going to be staying at a smuggler's shack until the smuggler shows up, right?
Yes.
More or less, you
And
go
what-
into the shack, you light the lantern, and you wait. By the time the lantern goes out, he will have noticed you and then come pick you all up.
I'm going to investigate and make sure we don't set off any, like, booby traps that they may have around the area.
All right, go ahead. Roll an investigation.
I'll burn session inspiration.
Cool. You found a squirrel trap. There's a squirrel caught in it. It's dead now.
Hey, Broska, I have stew meat.
So, heading inside to the very small shack, it is quite a squeeze to get all of you inside of here. All 6 of you crammed in and sitting. A couple of you can sit on the raggedy old little cot that is in here, but mostly, Broska, you're hunched over very far, and everybody else is just fitting in here tightly. There is the lantern. You light it, and you leave it where it was hooked, as you were instructed. Four hours go by.
During that time, I'm going to attune to the runecraft again, the necklace from the dragon.
Okay.
That I can't keep on me when I have the chair.
Okay.
And I'll cast 2 contingencies, and I'll let you know what they are.
Ooh.
The same things I did the last time. Nothing super exciting.
Okay.
Yes, please DM me.
Yes,
So,
I will.
4 hours later, as all of you are bored out of your fucking minds, sweating from the swamp, feeling the heat of the landscape around you, and Broska, your head being right next to that damn lantern. The door opens up. You see a younger looking wood elf sitting there. Hello, everybody. Who am I speaking to? And Zurazar will excuse himself. Ah, yes, that would be me. Hello, we have much business to discuss. I believe that I am recommended by our mutual friend Joel, and then blah 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 blah. I don't roleplay other people's characters, so
You just did it perfectly fine. I love the blah 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 part.
I thought it was very.
I just heard
in
the Charlie
character.
Brown.
That's what I hear.
So let me just roll Zurazar's deception check. Oh wait, Capriccio, you're Zurazar's friend. You roll
Alrighty.
deception check.
Oh god, I loaded so quickly.
Compared to like Gargan sheet.
Deception.
27.
27. He can't roll lower than that.
Oh, he has reliable. Yeah, never mind. No more use in trying to roll at all. Very good.
For what?
Yeah. God, I don't know why people take those classes. Do you not like rolling dice? Anyways.
No.
Alrighty, everyone. Let's make something perfectly clear. God damn it, my trap didn't find a fucking squirrel. We'll be
Here it is.
You cooked my squirrel.
I figured you'd be hungry when you got here.
I was gonna turn it into jerky and takes it. Anyways, we're all gonna be traveling for a few hours now, okay? Few hours to get to the mouth of the mountain itself. While we are in there, I am the captain of this voyage. You all listen to me. You don't question me. You follow where I go. You do as I say. If I say you need to hold your breath, you hold it until you pass the fuck out. If I tell you not to go somewhere, you don't go there. Understood?
Sure.
Yeah.
Listen, I know you might be some badass bodyguards and mage or whatever, but I know these tunnels like the back of my hand, and I haven't had a new mole in years. So, do as I say, travel as we travel, and you all will make it there on the other side in one piece without so much as a hitch.
I raise my hand.
Yes.
How many hours?
It'll be about 3 hours worth of walking to get to the mouth of the mountain, and then to cut through the mountains itself is going to take us about 3.5 days. Give or take. Now, there are some basilisks down there, so don't be looking in strange holes where you're not supposed to be looking. There's also quite a few large, poisonous, sometimes even phasing spiders that are out there. If you see something that's shiny, it's bad. Say it back to me.
If it's shiny, it's bad.
Good.
Shiny bad.
So no clink clink in the mountains?
If it's a shiny, it's bad.
What if we dirty it up first?
No, that's not that. Big guy, if it's shiny, it's bad.
Okay.
You know what? You'll be
Nope.
walking right next to me.
No
Probably.
clink clink Vahar.
Any other questions?
No,
Now.
I think we're good.
No. There is a recent residence up inside of this range that we're going to be traveling through. All right, start walking. And this recent residence is a bit territorial. When we pass through their area, we are going to be paying them. All right? Now,
Clink clink?
you're a...
What type of creature are these residents?
It's only one that's taken up residence. It's, I promise you, I have a going understanding of just dropping off some, coin to them, and we're perfectly fine.
And it's what?
It's some type of large... It's a beholder. It's a beholder.
Is that where the green gems are? The blue gems?
I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. But
All right.
I can tell you that some of the money you were paying to me is going to him, so that we don't have to worry about anything, okay? Me and the muscle up front are going to be handing the money over. Then we skedaddle, get past it. No problem. Okay?
Wait, how many clink clink?
I'm handling all the finances for all of that, which reminds
Are
me...
you sure? I'm an accountant.
I'm good. But it does remind me, we're talking fees here. Now, considering this is a business voyage, and, well, clearly you are Zemnian folk, at least partially, in your group and partying, it'll be very easy. We're looking at 300 gold ahead.
A lot of clink clink.
Yes. But there's no other way into the Empire unless you want to go through the Wuyan gates.
Fair enough.
So, money.
I believe.
We just look at Caprice.
That's the littlest guy.
I think the
Oh, it's
guard
clink clink
has
time?
your. I think the guard has the purse with your clink clink in it.
Oh, okay, the clink clink.
Stormeye carries the clink clink bag.
Oh yeah. Clink clink, come
So
on,
do you
big
want
guy.
payment in car?
Gold. So, 3 times 6 is 1,800 gold. Remove it from the party loot or individual sheets, any way you get it.
I'll I'll put it in a bag and I'll start shaking it. And I'll be like, here, clink clink.
He'll take
I
the
heard
bag.
enough clinks. I think that's right.
He'll take the bag, squat down, and manually count it. I need you to roll me a perception check to see if you heard enough money in that bag. Yeah, 1,800 gold pieces.
As he's counting, as he's counting, I'm telling you, my clink clink method works. I heard the clink clink, you get the money. You don't have to kind of clink by clink. Shake it, clink clink.
Some time
Get it.
goes by and he finishes. 1,800 exactly. All right. Puts it all back into his coin purse.
Nobody
Closes
ever
up.
listens.
Master accountant.
Go learn.
How every druid accountants. Yeah, just it sounds like the right amount of gold. Alrighty. Now, how are you all looking on provisions?
Fine.
You're good?
Are we?
3.5
I got
days.
a buttload of rations.
Oh yeah.
And Argan, you eat even less now.
Yeah, see? Humans have small appetites.
Yeah, but it doesn't mathematically help you at all, because if anybody ever has leftovers, Braska.
Broski eats it all.
Yeah.
I have 25 rations on me.
I have 10.
Good.
10.
That's plenty for us to get through. Once we're on the other side of the mountains, you all are welcome to walk through as far as you want. If you avoid all of the main roads, you won't encounter any of the checkpoints. All right? But anything
Those
past
ask
that
for clink
point
clink,
is...
right?
You can try to sweeten their palms if you want, but they're mostly there to make sure that nobody's sneaking their way into the Empire.
How far away from Deastock will we be when we arrive?
Less than a full day's travel.
Okay.
All right. So, let's get to it. And he starts walking towards the mountains with all of you. As you're all traveling, Braska, he positions you specifically by his side, closer to the mountain.
Is it just him, by the way, or is it?
Oh yeah, it's just him escorting you guys. He's the guide, he knows. So, a few hours of travel go by, and you found your way perfectly over towards the mountainside. Though, at first glance, there is no clear entryway into the mountain itself. It isn't until he goes over towards one of the large stones and pulls out a big stick and sticks it in the ground next to where that stone is and starts leaning his entire body onto it that you see the stone begins pushing sideways and an opening into the mountain is produced. Long ago, these mountains here used to have trade routes. Menagerie Coast, mainland, you know how it is. But many of them ended up being taken over by all manners of vile, Underdarkian creatures that you can come across, as most places in the ground typically do. So, we all get to travel safely there now, thanks to the rediscovery of these wonderful paths. Once you're all inside, he reaches over towards a couple of handles that are carved into the stone itself and starts moving it very heftily. It takes him a tremendous amount of effort to get it done, but he seems, dedicated to his job. No. Oh, shit, we have a human. You can't see, can you? You're muted.
Not without light, no. Aren't you? Isn't this guy human?
No, he's a wood elf.
Oh, okay.
I can't see either.
You can't see either. I thought all fairies could see in the dark.
Well, good on you, Argon, for not seeing race.
That was actually a
All
funny joke.
fairies.
That was a funny joke. I appreciate it. Huh, strange. Anyways, yeah, if you want to keep
clink, but not light.
if you want to keep some light going, if you're capable of that, or a lantern or something. If not, hold your friend's hands and trust.
If it's safe that we have light, can provide light.
There's going to be certain areas it won't be safe. You'll have to snuff it out.
Baharn, do you have space in your bag?
He doesn't say anything. I slowly nudge Broska to remind him that he's Varn. Assuming that he forgot.
Baharn.
Huh? Oh.
Do you have space in your bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
What bag? His bag of holding?
Yeah.
His backpack.
Oh, yeah.
I have
I'll just slip into Baharn's backpack.
Perfect.
I will cast 2 spells.
Okay.
Argon and Capriccio, you both gain the benefit of dark vision for the next 8 hours.
Dark vision is 8 hours now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
What do you mean by now?
One of the earlier editions of the game, when I was like playtesting and shit, they made it only last an hour.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
It was horrible. Such
And
a
this is
snooze.
brought to you by Joey's Reworked Rangers.
It's a long-lasting spell, yeah.
Now, but 1 hour of dark vision is nothing. Like, alrighty.
Thank you, Candle.
I can make all see in the dark.
But now that
As
you
long as
rely
it's
on dark
Candle.
vision, you don't see Candle anymore. So,
Oh, God.
without any natural light formed inside of this area, you all begin to feel the slick humidity from the swamplands outside of the mountains stick to the walls and leap off of them and onto you. You begin to notice all manners of creepy, crawly little animals, insects, maneuvering their ways around, and some of them looking at you all much more intelligently than you feel comfortable with from any of you inexperienced with nature. As you
You
were
hear from Baharn's backpack. Definitely no clink here.
as you continue moving along, you get over towards a corridor that your guide steps over towards and takes a minute to listen. The very long elven ears wide open as he's rotating his head around. Ah, shit. The left passage has, well, something in it. We're gonna keep going straight. It might only add an hour to our time, but at least we get to avoid whatever's over there.
You're the guide.
You all
Now I'm kind of curious.
continue.
That's why we give you the clink clink.
Roll a perception check, Braska. Wait, Braska, you have Darkfish? Oh, yeah. Your race is actually one of the most powerful races in D&D.
Yeah.
Nope.
If not, I'd cast it again.
So, you don't see anything. But anyways. Continuing the straightened path, you see that it is hand-carved and chiseled. Very old mines and stones forge room that you can see was crafted by the looks of it, elven hands. Presumably, probably Underdark. Probably has some Drow association, but, you know, it has a mixed history down here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, interestingly enough, as you all are walking past, all of you with higher perceptions, you notice dangling high above your heads are these large stone cages that have loose bones lying in them. When you look up and see that, he'll look over. Hey, what'd I tell you guys about looking around?
Yes, but we're going to look around in case.
The Basilisk
I thought
don't
it
want
was
to
just shiny.
ambush us. They want us to look at them so that they can have the advantage. They see our numbers, they naturally stay out of our way. But if you look in weird nooks, crannies, crevices, you're very likely to see one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fine. Now, for everybody other than Arkin, this is going to be a hell of a task to not notice things.
No, it'll be easy. I'll stay in the backpack. I'll close it.
Problem solved.
That's
Capriccio
what
and
I do.
Arkin are the only two immune from this. Y'all don't notice shit.
Luckily, all my characters have terrible perception.
We love it.
I do smell whatever's in here.
Oh,
Mine
that's
just
not
got
good for
even
you.
higher because of 17th level.
Yeah. So, continuing for a few more hours, you are crossing over some difficult terrains. You have to go up and down a couple of slopes. You have to climb over what appears to be crashed down areas and locations. And at one point in time, you come across a very small shrine that he stops at for a brief moment, gives a quieted prayer, and leaves a gold coin on top of.
Who's
You
the
hear
shrine
from the
to?
backpack.
Roll a
ahead,
religion
go
check.
Oh,
You hear from the backpack. Did I just hear clink clink?
Where?
This would be to, Evandra, the Changebringer.
hmm.
Well, he did
Forge
just
room.
make change.
Well,
Yeah, Lazuli, you did. He put a coin on a altar. Looks like it's a changebringer altar.
Oh,
Ugly. No offense, I mean, but
is that our clink clink? Is he just leaving it there?
no, that is for her.
For who?
Who?
It's my goddess, okay? She shows me the path. She
Ah.
makes sure that I can always get to where I'm going safely. So, show her a little
Alright.
respect.
For one clink clink, she shows you where to go?
It's the gesture, not the money.
I put another gold coin down.
Stop putting down clink clink.
It's mine. Just put where I want.
No, it's our clink clink.
No, that is my clink clink. that I
This
just
is
played.
our clink clink. Capriccio goes full Russian. Anyways.
Communist fairy.
Continuing past that little shrine, there is a gleam of light for whoever's in the rear who catches that comes off the shrine itself. Continuing along the way, you start to see positions for sconces on the walls. No torches currently laid inside of them, all seem to have been burnt down some time ago, and the walls themselves are very smooth, worked stone. This is clearly an area that used to have a very large population infused into it. You start passing by a few unique rooms. Most of them are wide chambers. They look like places people would gather in mass or eat with one another. One of them strikes you as a jail cell.
Hey, what is this place?
This is where some civilization used to live for a period of time. They didn't like having no waypoints, so they just created them along the way and then started living here and calling it home. Sometimes people would act up and, well, when you're used to light, then your punishment is being locked in a cell where it's pitch black for a very long time. You can imagine people straighten out very quickly. Or die.
Mm-hmm.
And then
What-
they died.
Some, yeah. Lots of people have died down here. But
Who were
luckily,
they?
the other people that used to live here,
Right, but who were they? You said
luckily
there was a
those
civilization.
luckily those jail cells haven't had to have been used for roughly, at least for me, I haven't used them in about a decade. So we did have one situation where somebody was acting up a little bit and seemed to have been going a little crazy, so I set them in the jail cell while I escorted everybody else out. And when I came back, they were dead. So, you travel for what appears to be another 3 or so hours, and at this point, the well-traveledness of your group is established, but after the day you had yesterday, your legs are starting to feel a little fatigued. Argon, these new legs are doing better than probably your old ones would have in this situation.
This is the first time we've walked anywhere of a distance in a long time.
Eiffel Cross, I think, was the last time we walked.
Yeah,
Me and Capriccio, we basically teleport everywhere. So,
And even if we don't teleport, I don't walk. So
so there's that. too.
neither of us walks.
Yeah.
so you're all starting to feel a little fatigued now from the movement. Of course, other than Barbarian and, well, Ranger.
And me, I'm in the bag.
Yeah.
Hey, can we maybe pause and take a little breather, or do we got to keep moving?
As many breaks as we take is as much time as we add on to the clock. I'm fine with it, but y'all don't get to bitch.
Is that gonna be more clink clink?
No, I'd charge by the trip. I'm not that much of an asshole.
There's
Okay.
a safe place up ahead to rest for a bit.
There's another round of cells up ahead. We can just go into that room and rest up.
All right.
Shouldn't be less than an hour. So,
I can
continuing.
protect us.
Continuing on for this time that you are traveling, another hour goes by and he opens up a door on one of the walls. It's very loud, metallic door as it is, and when you look inside, there's 6 jail cells, 3 on either side, and a fairly short corridor that ends abruptly. You move inside, and you see that there is a stack of bones in one of the cells that are just stockpiled up on top of one another, and once you're all in there, he pushes the door shut, and then takes a chair that's on the other side of the room and props it under the door to make sure it stays shut.
Is there like a latch or something on the door?
Not on this side. This is the side that the prisoners would be on.
So someone could walk up and lock the door with us in here.
Nobody's down here.
Didn't you just say that there were a lot of things here?
Things, not people.
No thumb, no lock. Got it.
Well, you're a smith. Would you feel happier taking off the lock on the other side?
Nope.
Well then,
It's fine.
find a good place to squat down. If you got socks, I recommend you swap them out right now. The longer you sweat in them, the worse your feet are gonna get.
I'm not wearing any socks. I collect them though.
Please don't touch any of my socks. I need all 3 pairs I have.
Are you sure? You only have 2
Yes.
legs.
And I swap between them as I'm sweating and walking, so that my feet don't get blisters. He takes off incredibly nice looking Zemnian boots and then takes out the very thick wool socks that he has. Very sturdy, and you tell he put a lot of care and effort into the quality of protection he has for his feet.
Those will look nice in my collection.
The feet?
The toes.
And the toes too. The toes too. The socks and the toes.
Yeah. For all of you non-survivalist people here, you do end up looking and noticing, yeah, your socks are soaked all the way through and your feet are already starting to show little signs of fatigue from your lack of journeying. Do any of you have spare socks that fit you?
Why? We've got Maldor. Just press the digitation and dry.
I'll clean everybody's socks and
Best use of a wizard ever.
I show Malter my feet, no socks. Clean them. And I wriggle my toes at him. All you see is the toes, because I'm still in the bag. Clean them.
I just wait till Argon takes his off to see if he only has 9 toes on that foot.
Argon.
my foot has 10 toes.
Well, your feet have 10
Well,
toes.
My feet.
That-
have 10 toes.
That's a
gross.
completely different sentence.
No, both of my feet each have 10 toes. I've got extras in case Capriccio steals them.
That's what humans have, right?
Right.
Mirror images toes.
Yes,
You have
both
a
of
1
my
in 3 chance of hitting a toe.
both of my feet have the normal amount of toes
For humans.
For now.
for a human. I just don't know how many they have. I think they have 3 toes apiece, or
Yeah. And they all have thumbs on them, right? Or is that monkeys? Damn it.
I always assumed they just had like chicken feet. I don't know that I've ever traveled with a human.
It's gonna be a really long trip.
So at this point, your total travel time as a group has been about 8 hours or so. Travel time with him, 4, 5.
Hey, have you ever seen like blue gems down here?
Why do you keep asking about them?
Well, I just heard that somewhere in these parts there are a bunch of blue gems.
Who'd you hear that from? Joel?
Yeah.
You don't have anything to worry about. I'm gonna pay as it wishes, and just between me and you, he leans in, most of the time it doesn't ask for any sacrifices, so we're fine.
Hmm.
You're not very good at keeping secrets, are you?
No, he really isn't.
What?
We all heard that.
Heard what?
Well,
Just keep playing
most
in
of
the
us heard that.
socks.
But don't worry about that. If that situation happens, it's just don't be the slowest one.
Right.
It's funny because he is.
You hear that, Var? Don't be the slowest one.
But most of the time, it's perfectly content with just a little bit of coin, dropping it off, and then
When
we
you
leave.
say it, you're talking about the thing, and you're talking. Is that where the blue gems are?
The beholder.
Yeah.
Wait,
I know.
how do you know there's a beholder down here? I didn't tell
You
Joel
said-
that.
You
You
told
said
us.
so.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
He said
Yes,
beholder?
he
You
did.
did.
Yeah.
He said beholder.
Oh, that was a apologize. I apologize.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. Anyways, he said
He
it. then.
told Fordrum it was a beholder.
Yeah.
I think he explained it to. Well, I mean. he was
Well,
not
we
there.
were all there. I think he was specifically talking to Fordrum at the time.
Oh yeah.
Because Fordrum keeps talking about the blue gems.
Yeah. But
So are those both in the same place? That's all. You can say no, you could say yes, and you don't have
Yes.
to elaborate.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
But don't worry, there's a reason you keep your eyes down. I'll give forth the offerings. If it asks for more than that, I will tell him whichever one of us you keep is whichever one you keep, and then we book it. Sacrifice one person so everyone else can live.
I volunteer you.
Excuse me? Listen, you all ain't making it out the other side without me.
It's okay. We'll take the clink, click, and run.
We'll just cross that bridge when we come to it.
Mm-hmm.
If it should end up in a fight, maybe hide yourself.
I am not fighting a beholder.
That's okay. No one's expecting you to.
Just close your eyes. If you can't see it, it can't see you.
That is not how they... Whatever. Anyways, I've only had one trip where there was any other situation that happened. So we're going to be fine, okay?
Sure.
Just let me do the talking. Don't mention clink clinks, please. And we got this. All right?
I cross my fingers and I say, promise.
Nobody sees because you're in the back. So, an hour goes by and he looks at all of you and just kind of clicks his tongue and starts setting up a small little fire.
Drink
Guess-
some water.
I guess we're done for the night, huh? All of you look completely... Yeah.
They're
Sorry.
nervous.
Radiant?
As long as it takes is as long as it takes, alright? That's it.
How did you end up here?
What do you mean?
How did you end up walking people from one side of the mountains to the other?
Family, mostly. Down the line of my family, there's been people that were travelers originally across this path, continue doing traveling to get to different ritual sites to and from the mountain, living in the Menagerie Coast, ritual sites over here, pilgrimage, stuff like that.
And the
Now,
rituals.
most of my family is dead, and I decided I still want to keep doing it, and one way I get to do that is if I make a little bit of money getting people to and fro. Honestly, it's not the best job, but I'm good at it. Makes decent money. And most of the time, I don't have to deal with any assholes.
We did just give you a lot of clink clink.
Sorry, we ruined that streak.
It's fine. Honestly, you're nowhere near the worst of it that I've had to deal with.
Who was the worst?
Some years ago, there was a Zemnian man who came through here. Paid me up front exactly what I wanted. No questions asked. As soon as we got about halfway through, started talking to me about his lord, his savior. This insane concept of a goddess. Then kept trying to pressure me into joining that religion, even though I respectfully declined, of course. He was incredibly adamant about me joining it.
Do you remember what it was?
From what I've heard from clerics, you don't talk about the other gods in case you don't want them to gain more power. But he kept making
you a
offhanded remarks. No, I'm not a cleric. I appreciate my goddess and I give her some respect. That's all.
Give her clink clink. Big respect.
Yeah, I don't want to shit on anyone's religion, but I don't want to be preaching about someone who was honestly kind of a fucking creep. Kept making jokes about, if you don't join us, we're gonna have to sacrifice you, and shit like that. It's not cool, Even if it is a joke, it's not cool.
How long ago was that?
3 years.
What race was he?
Human.
Oh.
It's a weird question.
It's usually humans, honestly. If I'm being completely upfront.
Well,
Leslie?
I only asked because, some of the Drugar and Underfolk have different religions and rituals and such, so.
Yeah, if I was threatened in that manner by a Durgar, I'd be terrified.
Well,
Can I make a religion check on what type of god would require sacrifices?
No check needed. Bad!
yep.
And he
I
gave
figure
you
it's
no
one of the
other
bad ones.
he gave you no other details to teach you anything. So,
Okay.
just bad. Sacrifices, ritual or otherwise, equate to bad. Typically speaking.
I feel like we already knew that.
Well, that's proficiency in religion for you. See, the cleric who isn't proficient in religion wouldn't know that. Not you, Fortune, just...
Nope, that's a valuable truth.
Again, no offense. Thank you for cleaning my socks as well. It's just my experiences, man.
Yeah, no offense, but you don't like humans. Doesn't bother me a bit.
I like humans. This one's my favorite. And I point towards Mulder.
You're too kind, Lazo.
I know.
Alright, are we camping here for the night?
Yes.
Yeah, you all look exhausted. I like to do 12 and 6, but I think with all of you, we're going to be doing some 8s.
Yeah, they're not as well traveled.
It's all right. Just remember, you don't get to complain about how long it takes. Keep your, if you don't sleep with your boots on, keep them over by the fire. Any of your personal belongings you want to hang up high above your heads, away from where any moisture might congregate during the night. We do have to take watches, though. Some of the creepy crawlies try crawling up your nose and your mouth and your ears or something. You gotta have somebody take it out. I'll take
Okay.
first two. Don't worry.
By yourself?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're kind of in a locked out room.
I'll take the third.
I'm gonna assume Candle has the fourth.
Shoot, I'll be awake for the third and the fourth.
I know, that's why I mean.
Take the fourth.
Alrighty.
I'll take first, I guess.
I will say that before going to bed, though, I'll burn 2 third level spells to recast Dark Vision on both of them because I'll get my spells back.
Very well.
That way they have some hours of the next day with it.
Damn, it's gonna take up a lot of your spell slots.
Yeah, well. My first are the more powerful ones anyway.
Fair.
I'm a ranger.
Alrighty. So, everybody, roll your perception checks for each of the watches. Starting with first, whoever's on first, roll. I'll roll his. He has a +10.
Lazuli, you said something about securing the campsite, didn't you?
Yes, before we go to bed, I will put up my hearth. Moonlight and shadow.
Mhm.
This is perception checks for the first watch, right?
Yep.
Just making sure.
You get a +5 to the perception.
So 29.
Nice. And he got a 20. Alright, second watch. Which is also him sitting at 20. And anybody else who kind of...
I'm sleeping the whole night.
Yeah. Wizards.
Sleepyheads.
Did nobody take second? Okay, then. Third.
That's me.
Go for it.
Where is it? 23 and 37.
And fourth. You don't re-roll, Cynthia. You just stick to your one roll, and that's good.
Yep.
30.
This is why I slept in. I can't actually roll this high.
You could not do better than all of them.
Actually rolled pretty low.
So, during the evening. Actually, I'm supposed to roll a die. Find out what shift it happens on. Boop. First shift, Braska.
Yeah.
And the guide.
And the guide.
During the first watch, you do hear this flopping sound from outside the door. It starts at one side of the hallway and passes by. Slick, heavy, pretty firm steps as well. And then you hear sniffing noises at the door itself. He'll look over at
Okay.
you to confirm that you hear that as well. And just gesture.
I
The
nod.
The sniffing continues, and then the door gets gently nudged against. But by a fairly big body. Then it's nudged slightly harder. You see him reach to his side and pull up a crossbow. Pretty hefty one, an aim.
And I grab my axe just to be on the safe side.
After the third budge, the creature snorts, and then you hear the slick, flopping footsteps continuing the direction you had originally came from. He'll stand up and go over towards one of the cages and scrape off some slick, slimy substance that's on it, and then just wipe it around the seams of the door itself. He'll nod at you. The rest of the watch goes off. For second watch, when Cynthia wakes up, he'll give you a forewarning. We did have a visitor last night. Bigger creature. Seems to have wandered past. We should be fine, but just be alert.
Yeah.
And then, boop, 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 boop. The rest of the watches go by without a hitch. Morning rolls around. Everybody, you're feeling considerably better than you did yesterday, even though you're sleeping in strictly worse conditions.
The hearth goes away when I wake up.
When I wake up.
Well,
Gonna be.
Alrighty, everybody. Take out your rations. Take a few nibbles out of it. Let's be on our way. Heads up to everybody in case you weren't aware. We did have a nighttime visitor last night. There is something prowling. Don't worry. I'll be listening for it. It's a biggie, so it's easy to hear and avoid. Alright?
Okie dokie.
Which type of baddie do you think it is?
Oh, that's one of the resident Behirs.
The resident what?
Behir. Draconic creature, super fat, big, shoots lightning out of its mouth and chews and disintegrates things at the same time.
Oh,
oh,
Horrible digestive trap. Phenomenal predator.
Sounds friendly.
It isn't, I promise.
You just haven't given them a chance.
Maybe. Anyways. Let's get going, folks. We're burning daylight. Because we're underground. So there's no daylight here.
It's hilarious.
Screw you guys.
I'll toss him a gold coin.
He'll snag it out
Clink.
of you. Thank you, I don't appreciate tips, though. He tosses it back. I do my
It was
job.
a consolation clink.
I do my job, and I do it well based off of my rates. No more, no less. Thank you. All right, Argan. So that's one. Sorry, I just. Yeah, it's funny.
I
though.
know, I get it. All of a sudden, I send you a text on the 4 spells I cast at the beginning of every single morning. So as soon as we get ready to go, Balder sits there and starts just throwing magic around on himself.
Mage armor, gift of alacrity, fortune's favor, and others. Then at the end of all of that, the the guy looks over at you. You might want to save some juice in the tank in case there's actually a fight.
You glow like a fake carnival, Mulder.
Actually, he doesn't emanate any magic whatsoever.
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's really... All right, let's go.
All right.
Alrighty. So,
Is today the day we have to deal with your payment, or
yeah.
okay?
Well, later in the evening, so yeah. As you all continue traveling for a period of time, you do end up noticing, not you, Brosco, but whoever's behind Brosco. Who would that be?
Probably Fordrum.
Fordrum, something drips from the ceiling that's thick and ichory and just slaps you on the forehead and drops down your beard.
What's the goo that falls from the ceiling?
He'll aim his crossbow up, snap his finger a few times, and sunk, shoots it. You hear it compact something softer than stone, and then he looks up. Oh, shit. That is the beginning feast for our visitor last night. He goes over to you, reaches up, and pulls the bolt out of the creature, then loads a new one in. You can look up there now.
Oh, cool.
You look up, and it is the bottom half of this large-scaled creature that is looking like it's horrifically had, and the eyes are silvery, facing the ceiling itself, and it seems to be dangling thanks to these weird, misshapen protrusions from the wall.
Huh.
Yeah, our
Is it
visitor...
dead?
Yeah. Our visitor last night ended up probably finding this guy, eating it, but couldn't eat all of it, so hung the rest up, so it had some food to come back. Which means it has reason to come back here. Let's keep going.
Fair enough.
I cut off a little bit for Dabby.
Dabby?
My carnivorous jackrabbit.
Yeah, you do have a carnivorous
Yep,
rabbit.
you do.
Wait, where?
In his pouch.
Oh, okay.
Right next to
That
you,
was going to be an
actually.
interesting, just red, beady eyes staring at you, Capriccio.
I'll do it right back. Test me.
Anyways, we got to make haste now that we know that this thing is out here. Come on. Hut
Alright.
2, feet up, keep going. No. As you keep moving, he seems to be pushing the expedience of this group forward a little bit, and you do notice periodically as you're all passing, he gestures for you to keep walking ahead and will fall behind a little bit, but when you look behind him, he seems to be dropping this dust behind your feet every couple hundred feet or so. As soon as the dust hits the ground, whatever signs of you being here seems to just vanish.
Cool.
It's not bad. Then he'll run up to the front again and keep the voyage moving, or the venture moving. You all travel with him. The rest of the day is fairly uneventful, but you keep up that pace for the majority of it. Total of 6 hours go by of you moving in this rushed pace, and at that point, I do need a con save from everybody.
You need one from me?
Nah.
30.
Good.
This is due to force march.
Yes. Good. However, Capriccio, can you please roll for Zurazar?
Oh, yes.
Well, he starts feeling quite a bit tired from the labor that he is not accustomed to whatsoever. Noble life and all that. He suffers a level of exhaustion from the forced march. You do end up having to stop around that 6-hour mark, and he kind of just drops, sitting down against the wall, breathing heavily. Don't worry, guys. We'll get there. Just give me a minute. This is really not an opportune place for us to stop, everybody.
Here.
Fuck it, you're riding piggyback.
No. If he needs to breathe, I can create a extra dimensional pocket for us for an hour.
He needs... Oh, to rest in? Okay. Rope trick?
Yeah, for an hour.
Gotcha.
You know, catch his breath.
Yeah. You toss up the rope trick. Whoopsh.
Yep.
Whoop, 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 whoop. You're all in there?
This will be about the time that I need to recast Dark Vision anyway.
Good.
So near the end of the rope trick is when I'll cast it.
All right. So, you all climb up in there, take a short little rest, and he stays out of there, just keeping a watch on either end. And at one point during the watch, he shit, climbs up and pulls the rope with him. Everyone be quiet. Shh. Stealth checks, everybody.
Do we need to in an extra dimensional plane?
You do, because it opens downwards. You're hiding in this little pocket that you created. It's hideable, but... Oh, wow. Roll for Zurazar, who's currently exhausted.
I'm going to do this instead at 3rd level.
That'll give you advantage for 10 minutes.
Did it go?
Well, it'd be when he says shit.
Yeah. All right, everybody roll with advantage then.
Okay,
So, straight
this
roll
is-
for Zurazar.
Oh, well, to just take that one then.
Yep. All right.
And let me roll mine.
So, 18 Argon, 29 Cynthia, 14 Fordrum. Roll again. Oh, you did.
I rolled twice. I was 12 and whatever I was before.
Yeah.
12 and 10.
Then Braska is 13.
So Argon did better on his second roll.
Yep.
Fordham did better on his second roll.
So the group's average comes out to 19.
So I think even with this advantage, his minimum is 27.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That doesn't matter to him because reliable talent.
Yeah.
Okay, what are their
Roll.
passive perceptions? Ooh. As you all are being as quiet as you possibly can, you see that he reaches down behind his robe, his cloak, and pulls out 4 more bolts and positions the hand crossbow to very quickly reload if need be as he's looking down the hole. You're able to look down there as well and keep an eye on this creature as you see a very large, looming creature begin to wander its way across the segment of the cave itself. You see the slick blue body of the entity, the large flopping talons of it as it is walking and crawling across the landscape, and you see these tiny sparks of electricity flicking off of it. As it is passing by, you look over and Zurazar, who's looking down there, has a bead of sweat that drips. Or wait, no, Zurazar rolled insanely well. Who did poorly?
I think the lowest was Fordrum.
Fordrum. A bead of sweat drips off of your nose, and as it is falling, Capriccio and Zurazar both put their hands out underneath it to catch the sweat before it touches the creature's back.
I'm holding my hammer also.
You hear the sniffing sounds of this creature as well, and seems to be... It can tell there was something here. The intelligence behind its actions are very clear in that manner. And as it looks around, it doesn't look up. It just looks. Then it keeps walking and wandering in front of you all. Yeah, that thing.
I wish I could have that as a pet.
Sexy.
Mm-hmm.
These are sick.
They're awesome. But anywho. You all wait up there for about 20 minutes or so before your guide does a couple of gestures towards you all. Anybody here proficient in survival, you see that he's gesturing, I'm going to investigate, stay here, stay quiet. Wait, Argon? Survival?
I'm gonna
I'm sorry,
drop
I
out of
understand.
where?
I'm gonna
Bitch,
drop
where?
down with him.
You drop down as well, and he'll stick close to the ground and start walking.
Because I should be invisible in here, except for the tremor sense.
Yep. And you have noticed the entire time that he was able to sense your presence down here.
Yeah.
But
I assume he has blind sight or some form of it.
yeah, whenever he snaps his finger, he
Yeah,
seems to
the
be.
echolocation.
Yeah. But walking forward, he sees the creature, and you get outside of the radius of your silence, and he'll look over at you and look at your composition and begin giving you different gestures. Do you understand thieves' cant?
Yes,
Okay.
I am a thief.
All right. He's gesturing and communicating with you. Give me a lock of your hair.
I do so.
He'll take it, ball it up a very tight little bit inside of a little sling that he has, and ties these beads around it as well, and he'll take it into the sling and look where the creature is and tosses it as it goes soaring. And you watch just on the cusp of your vision, it ricochets off of one corner and heads down into a specific location. He'll look over at you, and after the creature goes taking off, sniffing after it. All right. We're going to have to keep the sweat off of our body, but here's have exceptional sense of smell and hearing.
Wait, so question.
Oh, it's
Doesn't
just
he
the
have
two of them. They're
candles
pretty
now?
far away.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're going to have to be cleaning the sweat off ourselves as we're traveling. A little bit more careful. It just went down into a pitfall, hopefully, and, well, it's probably going to be grabbing your hair and eating it. We should be good. At least got it walking down one path instead of the other. Let's go back and get everyone.
Okay.
Do. He'll wave and gesture everybody down.
Capriccio, do you have the means of making us pass without trace?
The accountant? Wait, not Capriccio. Who's a Capriccio? What? Isn't that type of salad? Roleplay, guys.
It's I just assume all Fae are plant-like.
Oh. It's
I
kind of
make a
racist.
really offended face.
Kind of racist, buddy.
Yeah,
Well,
she's kind of like
Lily,
that.
Can you make the books hide? Can you
Can
hide
I
the,
make what?
Can you hide the books?
The books?
Yeah, like make it so that all of our clink clink isn't, smelled or tracked.
I can maybe do it for Clink Clink.
hand you a platinum.
Thank you. Yes, I can. And I will see what's the duration of this.
I don't know, but I prefer a straight fight to all this sneaking around bullshit.
It's been a while since you've
it's-
got to use that.
I know, I know.
You guys literally just had a very straight fight.
I will also
Uh,
cast the last 2 second levels on Argon and Capriccio as well.
I will cast Pass Without Trace, but I'm going to use 1 sorcery point to 1 meta magic point to extend it, so it'll be 2 hours.
Nice. Yeah. Don't worry, those creatures can be pretty damn tough, guys. Let's avoid it, get past it, keep moving.
Have you
Those
ever
are
heard
how
of
are you
anyone
feeling?
taming
I
one of
mean,
those?
whatever your name is.
What is his name?
I have no idea. He didn't tell us.
It's not written, so
Pockets
Just call him
McGee.
Boss. Just call him Boss.
Boss, yeah.
boss, how are you
Problem
feeling?
It's Zalaza Shah.
So
He has
let's-
his name. It was given to a.
Oh
by
yeah, the
a
one that
person.
Yeah.
Yes. He was the
Zalaza
only one
Shah.
that was provided a full one.
Mm-hmm.
So Zalaza Shah,
Yes.
how are you feeling?
I mean, a little better.
Okay, here you go. And I lay my hand on him and say a few words. Oh, hold on. I reach in and I get out a handful of diamond dust and I greater restoration him.
How much diamond dust are you down to?
Now nothing.
Nice.
We have some in the party. Just
Yeah, I know the
doesn't have
party
any
has
on
some.
him.
I'm just, my personal is gone.
Alrighty. Well then, you restore him and he's feeling honestly quite better. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
Wait. That's a pretty strong spell you got there. Might want to be a little cautious about how much you use it.
Because?
Because you never know what you're actually going to need and when you're going to need it.
Oh, agreed.
I mean, I wouldn't like to
Well, he's
waste
the
my
boss.
best trick possible. Yeah, fair, just little heads up for survival. I don't want to use my best trick, and I wouldn't want to, personally.
He's a
Well,
little loose with the clink powder sometimes.
I have some more tricks up my sleeve if need be.
All right. Jeez, how powerful are you guys? So, continuing your journey, you all get over towards that cross area that he had ricocheted the hairpiece that was tied off into a different section, and you can see his angle of shot, Cynthia, is pretty damn good. I mean, you could make a shot like that if you were aware of its presence there, but you don't know a whole lot of people that could make that shot. He definitely didn't make it easily, but he made it.
yeah. You know, when your favored terrain is the underground network, you know,
Yeah.
you learn where your pitfalls and second passageways are.
Any way to stay alive. So,
I like that song.
it's a good song.
Stay alive. Stay alive.
So, continuing your journey. You travel down until you get over to this sheer drop. The drop itself seems as if there was, at one point in time, a small stream of water that probably cut through where you were currently standing and went down into a large congregational pool of it, but there is no water congregating any longer. There is no pool of water. It's just a drop that goes down a couple of 100 feet or so. As you get there, he takes off his backpack, reaches in, and starts hefting out a bunch of rope. Then he looks over at Zurazar, rolls his eyes, and gets out some pittons and climbing.
No, I got him.
Oh. All right. Looks at everyone else and keeps the pittons and climbing gear out. Then he'll take the rope and over towards this one section of rocks. There's a deliberate groove where there is still one pitton sticking that he ties up around and tosses the rope down that's double tied to reach all the way down there. Then he takes the pittons that he has with him and starts going down and creating a system of, well, places you all can hook onto and climb. As he gets down to the bottom, he gives a very faint whistle. Cynthia, you catch on to that as a common whistle to be utilized to express hold within the thieves' organization.
Okay. I'll let them know up top to hold.
Oh, good, because I'm scooping up Zurazard at that moment, getting ready to just step off a cliff.
While we're waiting, I'm putting my gloves on.
About how far down did it sound like he was?
Oh, 200 feet or so.
Okay.
Cynthia. From up ahead, you hear what sounds like clattering of rocks that echoes towards you a little bit. And then you hear quickened footsteps that abruptly stop, running.
I do the same low tone whistle.
Okay. You give it out. About 30 seconds go by with no reply.
I think he might be dead.
Peek over the edge.
None of you have dark vision out to that range.
Yeah, I have like a 90 feet of dark vision. That's it.
I can fly down a little bit.
I'm going to, with my natural climb speed, slowly work my way down so that I can stay stealth.
All right.
And I will let is it Malfoy?
Maldor.
Maldor?
Malfoy.
Know that
Just because
if
he's a
he
wizard.
hears another whistle to come down immediately.
All right.
Couldn't go alone, Kendall.
Things can't see unless they can perceive tremors.
That happens underground. Just be careful.
Roll me a stealth check, please. With, yep.
It's plus 10 because pass without trace.
That falls off you as soon as you're further than 15 feet from Capriccio.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It's still a 31.
Still a 31. You're just not quite to the tier where you can hide from God.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Depends on the god, I would say.
Yeah. Bob wouldn't notice you.
I'm no expert in it.
Yeah. Nobody definitely would notice you, though. Anyways. As you move down there, you need to roll me a investigation to find out exactly where he went. There appears to be a few different nooks, crannies, and passageways that you could travel.
Okay. I'm going to use my eye for detail, which lets me make investigation checks a lot easier
Sure.
to uncover and decipher clues.
Sure.
And I know that he is a rogue, or at least someone who is proficient in thieves' cant, so keeping an eye out for markings of thieves' cant.
Okay.
So
You said
23.
advantage. Roll again. Right? 26. 26 would be able to perceive him. You go over towards one of the routes that you could take. It's one that's hugging closer to the right-hand side, and as you begin traversing down that corridor, you end up noticing that there's a faint light up ahead, and that has reason of concern, to say the least. Stopping on the edge of the light, you see that there is an opening in the wall roughly about 10 feet wide, and you see a statue of him, back turned towards the hole, running as quickly as he can with his eyes wide open and coin purse still gripped in the hand, completely petrified, running. Then you watch as a very long tendril reaches out, scooping the body and drags it into that room. On the cusp of your vision, you can see blue gems attached to the archway where he was trying to run for his life. Currently, a statue.
I'm going to use. Well, I'm gonna slowly back away from this hole that's lit up, and he had tied a rope through different pittons, so they're loose, but they're through the pittons. So I'm gonna like tug on the rope to make a little bit of noise at the top.
You all feel or see the rope getting loosen.
Yeah, I think that's a symbol from Candle.
And to clarify, that room is probably a good several hundred feet away from where the rope would end.
Yeah.
See him. I keep looking over, but I can't see her. I can't see him. Nobody.
I think Candle's at the bottom, but they're tugging on the rope.
The rope starts whipping around.
Or are they just climbing? Jesus.
I'm gonna
I'll
start
start
climbing
climbing
down.
down.
All right,
I
Broska
didn't
can
even
go
use the
first.
rope to climb down.
Yeah. You don't need
I-
to. Climb speeds.
I'm going to fly down ahead to see what's happening.
Capriccio, first one down there, followed by Braska and then Argon.
I scoop up Zuruzar and fly down also.
Never mind. Capriccio, and then Fordrum, Braska, Argon. In that order. You all get down there pretty quickly.
I will softly tap on the shoulder of Fordrum, since I'm technically invisible to them all.
Yep.
The thing that you warned us about just petrified our guide and took him.
A
The blue
basilisk?
gems are up ahead. No, the beholder.
We need to kill the beholder.
Yeah, our guide is kind of trapped now. He's stoned.
My God can undo that.
I hope so. But it has the ability to petrify. I did not know that beforehand.
Huh.
Exotic languages. Do any of you speak anything aberrant?
Abyssal?
Yes.
Yes.
Nature check.
I also speak abyssal.
Nature check.
Oh,
I don't speak Abyssal.
No.
oh, actually, I'm not terrible at nature, only because I have high intelligence.
You
I
are
speak-
smart.
I speak Elvish, which I think is super close to Abyssal.
There's some similarities there. They're
The closest
T's.
I get is bestial.
You might want to work on your phrasing.
No, I've got a lot of languages.
So, beholders, Argon. Large, very large, underdark type of creatures. Though they are not related to demons like Abyssal is associated with, they have a lot of similar lores with one another. These incredibly large, cunning creatures are exceptionally intelligent, slow-moving, but they have a tendency to eradicate magic with everything that's in front of their primary gaze. In addition to that, many of their stocks are capable of many different things, forcing people to go mad, turning them to stone, sending bolts of lightning that paralyze people, disintegrating them. It has a lot of unique features that are all not considered magical, unfortunately, because it is innate within its own makeup and composition.
Yeah, so I'll pass what I know along.
You think maybe we could blind it with excessive light?
I mean, I guess anything that would blind anybody else should be just as effective at blinding it.
Keep in mind the
I mean,
nullification of magic in its primary eye.
Yeah, besides that part. The one part is going to be nullifying magic, but, well, at least for me. I imagine Vahard won't care at all. Yeah. You just have to be careful. It's capable of doing a lot of things.
So we need to take out the stalks so that it can't turn us to stone or instantly kill us.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you run up and hit it. It's like,
Hit it till it dies.
yeah.
Plan Roscoe.
To some
mean,
extent, that's
Plan
not far
Varn.
off.
Your strongest party member against it is...
Plan Varn is not a terrible plan as far as plans go. As long as nothing happens to Varn.
Were we going to do this? Why don't we do it this way? Candle, can you sneak ahead and locate it without being seen?
There's a problem.
Okay.
There's light ahead.
I don't understand. Talk.
So I can blend in with the darkness.
Yeah.
Which is my biggest attribute.
I know. I can't.
I can
see it.
temporarily be as I am in darkness in the light, but only for a few seconds at a time. I could possibly snuff out the light. I just don't know what was emanating the light.
What if you figured out, like, if you go to the edge of the shadow, can you see if you see it? And if you see it, shoot it with an arrow and then come on back here. We'll set up a trap on this side. Like, maybe I can just drop onto the top of it and mess with all those little eyes while you guys beat on it. And if we're going to do this, I got a spell for you, Varn. Varn.
Barn.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, unless you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to.
No,
But
I can provoke it. That's something I can do.
all right. Well, let's take a minute then and set up on this side of. Is this opening here? I mean, it seems like the opening would be good, but
If you're gonna try to get a jump on it, you're gonna want to climb up this side of this hole
yeah,
because we're kind of in a pit right now.
yeah.
Yeah,
If
you're
you
where the
climb
water
up
would
above
be.
the hole that leads to the hallway,
How big is this?
then you could set up like a perch so you can drop down on it.
I mean, I got flying boots, so
You could help Braska make a perch up there. Put some long rods into the wall. We got plenty of those. Actually, you know what? Here, I pull out all of the immovable rods.
this is
Use
gone.
this to make a perch for him above.
Just build your own platform.
Make footing where there's no footing.
You got it. I'll be right back.
All right. Roll me a survival
And I will
check.
go piss off the beholder.
12. I mean, you position it fairly low to the ground so that, he
Well, then I
doesn't
need to
have
be-
to die from jumping.
Yeah, I
But-
needed to be just above the hole.
Yeah.
Right.
You position it fairly, decently.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's jumping on the beholder.
Right.
Getting Braska up there, however, Braska, you come to the realization very quickly that you don't have a lot of room for mobility or anything. You're just stuck standing on them.
I'm just envisioning him getting ready to dive, weapon first, into its head.
I am
It
already.
floats by.
Tal'Dor, what are you gonna do?
So we're in this kind of chasm, right?
Yes, you are in the
Pit or
pit where the
whatever it is.
water would have been from the water flow.
And it's hundreds of feet high.
You're 200 feet from where you previously were. You're about 10, 15 feet from the edge where you could crawl into the other areas.
I'm gonna cast Fly on myself and go up.
How high?
Probably. What's the range of the dark vision you gave me? 60?
Yeah.
60.
So probably about 60 feet.
Okay.
It's within 60 feet of Braska, so I can see. I'll go up off. Varn. I'll go off Varn doing something.
Hey, your guy's petrified. He can't hear you. You can be who you want to be.
But off to the side. I don't want to draw like a direct line to each other.
Okay.
That way, when he's off the perch, you can get on the perch.
Capriccio?
Maybe.
I will fly along with Argan.
Okay. And then Fordrum.
I'm gonna be near Braska also, so we either one of or both of us drop on it.
Alrighty. Capriccio, go ahead. No, sorry. Cynthia, go ahead. Roll your stealth again.
Yeah. I'm first going to cast a spell before going into stealth.
Sure.
One of the arrows in my quiver,
Mm-hmm.
which is covered right now, is illuminated with daylight. I'm going to piss it off. I'm going to piss it off with light.
That is a way to piss off a beholder.
Yep.
So.
So I'm going to attempt to stealth again.
Go ahead.
Would I get advantage for being invisible?
No, because you have to get up to that light.
Okay.
Typically, yes, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Still 26.
26 is good. You wander your way over there, and sticking close to the wall, you see connected into the walls are these large sconces with mundane flames and fires. But from the corner of your eye, when you peer in, there appears to be 6 statues in total, all of which are positioned in different forms of fear and terror on their faces. But they're all also posed around that section of the room with a lovely floor underneath them and costumes placed over their shells. The Beholder's been putting on little shows with the statue people for itself. You might think it's funny. I think that's terrifying.
Terrifying.
That is psychopath. Then you hear the sounds of words that don't quite make sense in your mind as it is speaking, and sounds almost jaunty in nature. You don't quite see it yet. You're only peering from the edge of your eye.
I am going to use a use of Nature's Veil, which will give me a few seconds of being able to look inside while being illuminated and still being invisible.
Okay.
And then if I need to, I'll back up. But I'm gonna, if I don't see him, I'm gonna snuff out the closest torch.
Okay. Roll me a quick perception check as you turn and look.
I could do those as bonus actions.
Woo!
Perception.
19. Well, he's not hiding. You peer in there, and somewhere towards the back of the room, you see this large looming beholder that has some of its stalks wrapping around some of the statues and moving them. You see, even as it's moving one of them, the hand snaps and falls and shatters, breaking off from it. Not your guide, of course, just a different person. Elven. Wood elf as well, but not your guide. And you see it. And as you peer out there, it has the very large looming eye that just shifts in your direction. How do you want to do this?
So I am going to, as it slowly starts to turn, I'm going to take the daylight arrow and shoot it right in the eyeball.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Would this be an advantage?
Because
Because he wasn't aware of my presence.
You do that as a bonus action, so yeah.
So I have Elven accuracy. I'm just trying to piss him off. I'm not trying to hurt him right now.
I mean, an
I'm
arrow
not
in the eye hurts.
Well, I'm not separating is the thing.
Okay,
the
okay.
point is to hit.
Yeah.
So I will need to re-roll one of these d20s.
Well, re-roll one. 25. As the arrow soars through with the bright, blinding light, you watch as it is rotating. It stabs into the eye itself. Roll your damage. But the moment that it gets within the actual purview of the eye, your spell, snuffed. Completely mundane arrow.
Yep. So 31 damage.
Oh, and that significantly pissed off the beholder.
And then I am going to run the other direction, dashing with
So,
my bonus action.
Everybody, when we come back next week, you guys are going to attempt to ambush a beholder and potentially save your friend and new allies. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.